and it comes right out. Now there's both of those wires. They were tied in together. I believe this was the old tack wire, which I'm not going to need it because my LS harness has that. So what I'll do is trace it along the firewall over here. It's this blue wire right here, and it comes all the way over here, and it's this Liberty old plug right here. So I'll remove that out of the way and be one less wire I have to worry about. Guys, it's kind of dark out here, so I'm gonna call it a night because I don't want to rush this and get something wrong. So yeah, and plus I've got to go back to work, and spray for mosquitoes because they are pretty bad. It just rained and they are tearing me up, so I know it's tearing other people up. We'll come back whenever it's more daylight, hopefully tomorrow, and we'll try to get a little further. Alright guys, we're back here. Different day. As you can see, I've cleaned up a little bit of the wires. Some of them were cut and spliced, and I fixed them, put heat shrink around them. Let me show you which wire is going to go where. Okay, your top red wire, which is right here on your BulkHead, this is going to run to your battery. This is going to be your constant 12 volt. It will power your ignition and all that. Sorry about that. This pink wire below it right here, I'm going to use that to power my my fuse box on my harness. It'll go to the relay for the 12 volt power source. That'll in turn kick over here to my fuse box on this side. That's going to control my my injectors, my coils, you know, anything that needs to be on while the key is on. This bottom wire right here, the green, dark green wire, that is my temperature wire. The next pink wire underneath, or I'm sorry, purple wire rather, that's going to hook up to the little prong on the side of your starter. That is for when you turn your key to the start position, that engages your starter. The bottom red wire, that is going to run all the way over to the little fuse box on the junction box on your firewall for the HVAC and stuff like that. Alright, now the tan wire on the very bottom, that will be your oil gauge, or your oil pressure. That'll run over to your to the oil on your harness. And this pink wire here on the very bottom, I'm not going to cut it, but it runs to the back. I believe it was either the fuel gauge wire or the switch that switches tanks from left to right. I'll do a little bit more research on that to figure out what that is. But all in all, as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires, 7 wires that I'm using. So what I've already done here is, this is my power wire for my key 12 volt source right here. As you can see, I've got it ran right here. This is what I was using to hook up when I started the motor on the test stand. So what I'll do is the pink wire that I was talking about coming from the BulkHead right there, I'm going to wire that into here. That way when I turn my key forward, it sends power to all my injectors and my coils. Then the rest, like I said, you'll hook up for your HVAC, and then you'll run it to your starter down there, and then you'll run it over to the positive side on the battery. So let me get this hooked up and we'll come back. Okay folks, I have my wire here wired up to my relay for my 12 volt key power source. I have my ground hooked up. I have it all set up right here. I'll explain it to you. This is my ground cable. It's ran to the frame of the vehicle. I have an alligator clip on here running up to my test light, which is hooked up to the little post that will go onto your starter. So that's the purple wire coming out of the bulkhead. That will be for your starter engagement. I have the other constant 12 volt hooked up to that fuse box right there, the HVAC. And then it runs down and it's hooked up to the hot side on the booster cables. This other red wire is running up to my harness for my constant 12 volt side on my fuse box for my LS harness. The black wire here is running for the ground system on the relays and the harness. I'll prop the camera up right here. Hopefully you all can see that. Alright, we got it propped up. This here is my test light. Remember, it's hooked up to the 12 volt or to the starter wire that's on the bulkhead. I'll turn the key on. You'll hear some sensors clicking. That's for the motor. That means that the key power source is working for the PCM and all the sensors on the motor. I'll then act like I'm going to start it, and you'll see the light light up to show that the starter will engage. Alright, there you go. Now I've got to get all this stuff wrapped up in loom, get it looking good, have it all tucked away, clean everything up, and then we'll come back. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you this. I didn't end up putting wire loom on that right now because I'm kind of in a time crunch right now. I'm fixing to start moving, so I'll do that at my new house. But I'm going to give you a shakedown of what we're done. Alright, we have the red wires here. I explained which one was which. The purple wire, of course, you know, that's going to go to your starter. This red wire, it will go to the starter, or, well, yeah, it's going to go constant 12 volt, I'm sorry. This in here is going to go to the HVAC, which is that little box. This big pink wire, that used to be my old distributor wire. That's no longer my distributor wire. I use that to power my 12 volt key source relay, which in turn runs all the way over here to my fuse box for the injectors, coils, things like that. Green wire is going to be my temp wire. Brown wire is going to be my oil wire, and that is it. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires that you're going to use. Now when I turn my ignition on, I get power to this relay for the 12 volt key source, which is, like I said, the injectors, coils, you know, PCM. I already have my wires ran over here from my constant 12 volt fuse box over to here and my ground. I've got them hooked up just temporarily. I got my constant 12 volt here on the battery, my ground for my PCM on the negative side of the battery. Now whenever I turn the key forward, all the sensors and everything is getting power. When I turn it over to start it, my starter is engaging and everything. So that is how you will adapt your LS harness, fuse box, all into your BulkHead wiring on a 1984 truck wiring harness. This does not have the fuel injected. The 87 model does have fuel injected. You'll also have one more wire that will come out of here. You can use that to run your fuel pump, I believe, but mine, like I said, does not have that. I hope I have explained this pretty good for y'all. If not, ask questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you, and as always, comment, rate, subscribe. God bless you. Alright guys, real quick, just to give you a little bit of proof that it does work. I'm going to let my daughter hold the camera over here. She's going to point it down here at this bottom pulley right down here. Just keep it like right there. And I'm going to turn the key over just to show that it'll try to crank. But I'm not going to turn it over much because I don't have everything hooked up.
Little birdie.
Okay, well, she decided she wanted to start, so I shut it right back off. Anyhow, yep, that's it.